Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? I've just realised I didn't have my microphone on, so I'm just going to do just a casual little clip on there. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Let me know if that's all right, because I didn't test it, because I've got to put it on. How are you all? Happy Friday. Are you all having a good week? I'm seeing lots of comments. I've got my computer there with some comments from Facebook. I've got a computer here with comments from YouTube, so hopefully I won't miss too much. Hello to all of you who are saying good afternoon and hello, and to everybody else as well. I'll read out some names in just a moment, but I'm really excited. You've probably seen all over social media, I am really giddy about this collection. So it's a brand new textures collection. We've got Magnolia, so it's florals, it's beautiful florals. It's called Magnolia Drive. There's leaves in here as well, there's stencils, there's washi sheets, which I've never done before. And we've got some sentiments as well that are just going to be used all the time. But even bigger than that, we've got a giveaway. So we've actually got 2 giveaways. One of them is going to be live, so I'll have to pick someone from one of these platforms to win some products. And I'll go through what the products will be towards the end. Now, I have to say already, the Magnolia half-tone stamp and die set is down to almost about a quarter of the stock left. These only went on sale late last night, so if you were hoping to grab them, definitely put it in your basket. Maybe check out as quickly as you can. I don't like pushing to buy, but yeah, that one is going to go. It did go on TV on Tuesday in the first hour, so it's looking like it might be similar today, which is really exciting. But I've got so many demonstrations that I want to show you using this, so fingers crossed we'll get through some of them. Hello to Lisa Ann, hello to Carol Lewis as well, and Karen Allen. Lots of you talking about the weather. I love to talk about the weather. It's pretty, do you know what? It's non-noticeable weather today. I hadn't even noticed. I think the sun's trying to come out a little bit, but it's not cold really. It's not dry, it's not wet, it's not cloudy, it's not sunny. It's just meh day, but that's fine. For February, we'll take that. On YouTube, hello to Monica. Lovely to meet you last week, Monica. Debbie, hello to you. Debbie Main. Sounds great. Yay, brilliant. Kim Johnson, Catherine, Rena Hurst, Lynn Spinks, lots of you joining me week after week after week. I really, really appreciate it. But I do occasionally see some new names come up. So let me see, who have we got on YouTube? Gilmore. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Hello to everybody watching from a freezing Michigan in USA. Is it freezing over there? Yeah, we do always have to do the weather update, don't we? So shall we get on straight away with, first of all, how can you win some of this collection? So there's 2 chances to win. The first one, all I'd like you to do is drop a comment now. What's the theme of the comment? I should have prepared this, shouldn't I? What's the theme of the comment going to be? Let's say, what's your favourite flower? So this is based around one of mine, which is the Magnolia. What's your favourite flower? And is there, I'll tell you what, 2 parts to this. What's your favourite flower? And is there a stamp or die set for that flower that you've got or would like to have? Let me know. It's always good to get some ideas actually for future products, so you never know. And if you want another chance to win, if you're not watching this live and you're actually catching up, you can go along to the CraftStash blog. Now that is on the website, so if you go along to this address here, obviously if you're not in the UK, that is going to be CraftStash.us at the end. On there we've got our blog, that's under the inspiration tab, or you can put this in and put /inspiration. Takes you to our blog. We've got a post there that gives you the chance to win a selection of these products. I'll go through what they are, like I say, in a little while, but there's also another competition on there as well at the moment. Now you've been hearing us talk about the CraftStash VIP membership, so sorry I'm a bit today. So the CraftStash VIP membership, really exciting. We are this close to launching it. We're just tweaking some bits to make it perfect for you. So fingers crossed, maybe, let's not say over the weekend, because I'm not sure how many people are working over the weekend. Maybe Monday we might be able to launch it. I'm not promising anything, but it can't be much longer now. If it's not even going to sneak in today, you will get an email as soon as that membership is open for you to join. But there's a chance for 5 of you to win a free membership. So if you go along to that CraftStash blog where I was just telling you, you need to go along there to enter for my competition anyway. There's the second competition to win the membership. If you are on the VIP waiting list, as far as I know, you're already in the draw. But if you are on the waiting list, please shout about it to your friends. Make sure they are on the waiting list. Make sure they're coming over and they are entering, because 5 of you are going to get free membership. So yeah, I will try to remember to shout that all out at the end so you don't forget after this live. Should we come down to the products now? This is what you've come to see, isn't it? You've come to see the items that we've got that are new on CraftStash and demonstrations. I'll be doing lots of those as well. So Magnolia Drive. Now this is all about obviously the flower, Magnolia, but about texture, about detail, about design, about layering, everything that textures is all about. I've got the hero item, I suppose, is this one, and this is the one that is already selling out really, really quickly. So we're down to about a quarter of the stock now. I want to say it's $19.99, I believe, but there is an offer on at the moment. You'll have seen it in the banner. If you're purchasing over £30 of these items, you're going to get to choose one of the stencils for free. Now, when you see the stencils, there's actually 2 in each pack, so 2 stencils for free as such. So this is the stamp and die set, the main piece. I'll cover this first and I'll demo it first just in case it does sell out. But this is essentially a stamp and die set, but it's half tone. Now I did half tone when I did my geometrics range, and again that stamp just flew. The geometric background, because it was half tone, because it was different, it's unique, it's a different way of stamping. Yeah, it just sold out really quickly. So I'm really pleased that we could bring one of these back. I love designing these because they're just, it's so clever. I do it all on the computer. It's so time consuming, but do you know what? It's worth it when you see me stamp this in a little while. Thank you so much. See all your comments coming through. Thank you to Rena, Lisa Ann, Marie Bland, Debbie Main, you're lovely. So this is going to stamp you images that are has the shading in it. So basically the image is made up of tiny little dots. That's what half tone is. And where the dots are closer together, you get heavier application of ink. Where they're further apart, you're going to get your lighter application, or even none. We've got blank spaces that would be white for your highlights, for example. So if I just show you a couple of images where I've stamped these just on their own, you can see. Now I've obviously applied different coloured inks to the stamp using my stencil brushes, which we are looking at coming back into stock hopefully next month, by the way. But that is how the image stamps, just one impression. What I then do is, and I'll demonstrate this, I spritz it with some water, I can stamp it again, and then I can get a really watery look as well if you want to. Well, Gemma, she's just bought hers so she doesn't miss out, brilliant. So that's what you're getting with a half-tone stamp. So this comes to life even more though, because included in this stamp set you also get the dies. Now there's 2 dies. I've got everything laid out neatly, but I don't go to them in the order that I lay them out. So you've got the excuse me, sorry. Got the outline die there, and you've also got this detail die. Now this, I'm in love with this. I'm going to do so much more of these line images. Let me show you one of these. I'm going to show you it in black first of all. I've got one here, it's all tangled up because they're so delicate. And let's take a piece of white cardstock so I can really show you the detail. Look, that is how that cuts out. It's so pretty. I've got them in, I've cut out loads of these, because these just on a card on their own, there's gold, look, that on its own is beautiful. You could then go in with your inks and your alcohol pens if you want to, your watercolors, but you can use that on its own too. You can use the stamp on its own. But then when you overlay, let's bring this back in that I was just showing you. When you overlay this image over the stamped image, you've got all of that detail coloured in for you. So you just have to stick it down and it fits perfectly, and then you've got the outline too. So that's what this stamp and die set is all about. I'm in love with this, and I'm so sad if it sells out, because I can't do any more videos with it afterwards, not until we get it back in stock. But there will be lots and lots on YouTube coming up on my channel and on the CraftStash channel soon. So if you do get this in your basket and you do purchase it, there's going to be lots of inspiration for you. So talking of inspiration, a couple of cards just to quickly show you what you can be making with this set. There's one I made, lots of different colours, again just one stamp, layer white die cut over the top. Sentiments will come to those in a little while, but yeah, have fun with the different colours. And there's the blue one as well, blue ink, really quick and easy. CJ Sanimation, am I saying that right, on YouTube? Crocus are so welcome after the winter, aren't they? I absolutely love them. Louise Noah says, wow, I need this in my life. Then again, I need all your collections. Oh, thank you so much. Love, love, love from Gilmore. Lisa Gerber, beautiful, lovely. Thank you so much for your comments. Honestly, they mean the world to me. I absolutely love reading them. So let's move on. So we've also got, I won't go into too much detail because I've explained how the half tone works, but we've also got half tone stamps and dies in leaf form. Now this is going to be one of my core items that you're going to see me use time after time after time, not just with the Magnolia collection, because I've wanted large leaves, large stems of leaves for a long, long time. Honestly, you can use them for so many different occasions. So what this is 5 different half tone stamps. So you can see there you've got a really large branch of leaves, you've got smaller ones, different shapes as well, so you can mix and match them with different types of flowers. What we also then have, if I bury under here, is the dies that coordinate with these. Now these dies actually do not cut to an outline, so sometimes when you get a stamped image and then a die that goes around it, you'll get that white outline if you've gone on white card. So this is one of the stamps, the leaf stamps. Again with that half tone effect, so you're getting, with this one you're getting a little bit of lighter highlight through the centre there, the tips are darker. I've stamped this up from a green cardstock like this. I've stamped it with a green so you can see the difference there, and then cut it out and you can see how that stamping goes all the way to the edge. That happens with all 5 of these leaves. I'll just show you a couple of examples of these. So there we go. So this is using the die, in fact both of these are using the dies without any of the stamps, so you can just use those dies on their own. You can just also then use the stamps on their own, and you can see leaves, honestly, all occasions, whether it's sympathy, retirement, birthday, just a note, whatever it is, leaves just work, don't they? I've actually put some gold embossing on this one over the stamping, but yeah, so a lovely sort of complement to the Magnolia because you've got the half tone, but absolutely separate. You can use those on their own and with lots of other things. Now while we're sticking with the images, the floral images and such, I'm going to skip to the washi sheets. These are a little bit different because they are washi sheets. They're not washi tape, but they are washi tape as such. They are the same material as washi tape. So if I just show you this sheet, look, you can tear this. It's all adhesive as well. The entire backing is adhesive. But essentially you've got your flowers there. So you've actually got, I think, I keep forgetting because I keep counting and then recounting, and I've got loads of packs of these that I muddle up. You've got, I'm just showing you all the different colours, look, there's 4, there's 5. So let's say 5, yeah, that sounds about right. 5 different sheets of the Magnolia spray. Now, hopefully you've noticed already that that Magnolia is the same shape and size exactly as your stamp and die cut. So if you want to add your die cuts over the top of your washi, you can. But also this washi is die cut itself. So if I just show you, there we go, everything is cut round. You can lift these up almost just like a sticker really. So they'll lift up off the backing sheet. They're repositionable, so if you pop them down in the wrong place, you can lift them back off your paper gently and reposition them. You can tear them, cut into them. You can also ink over the outside, but I'd say use a solvent ink for that. But you've got all of those in this washi sheet pack. I'm going to sneeze soon, I apologise. I'm trying not to. You know, you're trying to wiggle your nose to stop yourself sneezing. Washi sheets are new to you, Gilmore. Yeah, I know. Well, we've had washi tape before. I've had washi strips before, which is essentially tape on a sheet. But yeah, I wanted this and I was so pleased when we found out we could actually do it. And then we've got the leaves as well. Again, the leaves match perfectly with the stamps and the dies, so you can coordinate them together. The same size, the same shapes, same designs and everything. But again, these are all going to lift off. They are all die cut. Now these ones are slightly different. They are die cut to the edge. Let's just see if I can lift up an edge for you to just show you how delicate they are. There we go, look, all cut around beautifully. So hopefully you can just see that. I'm just going to pop that back down there. I just tore that because I am heavy-handed. There we go. So you've then got 3 sheets of leaves. That's effectively 6 sets of leaves and 10 sets of the flowers. Let's show you a couple of cards using those. Now the washi sheets are going to make really, really quick cards if you wish. So I'm going to show you these two first of all. These are ridiculously fast cards that I've made using those washi sheets. I mean, look at that for a background. That's just a couple of sheets. I put one of the florals on a white card base, and then I just tore into or cut into another one to finish off the edge and add some more. A frame and a sentiment, that's all you need. Very similar here, a couple of green sprays of leaves. That's because it's washi, it's flat. If you're over in the US or anywhere like that where your postage is more than our postage is, and you need things flat and you need to keep them small, this is going to be absolute perfect. It's lightweight, but you're still getting that lovely patterned look that you've designed. And then something a little bit bulkier, because this is more of a mixed media card, and I do have this coming up on my YouTube channel very soon, how I made this. But this one has got the washi sheet there over the top of some stenciling and some inking, so it's a perfect way to get that colour, that image over the top and layer up all of your different materials, all of your different layers. So hopefully you can see that okay, and that's with the peachy colour one. So that's the washi sheet. Now I'm just going to pop these to the side and come to the last couple of items. I'm going to skip to these, because these are the items that you can choose one of for free if you're spending over £30 today. So over £30 on anything else, and you can choose one of these for free. So we've got distressed damask and fading dots, and we've got random letters and falling leaves. Now these are, all four of them are designed so that the designs fade in or fade out, because whenever I'm stenciling, I don't know about you, but I'm going to, yeah, Rena, I am going to demonstrate the washi sheets. Actually, I do have a demo with those. They're super quick cards. But when I'm stenciling, usually you get a stencil, it's got a full design, hasn't it? And I usually pick out part of it and I just stencil through some of it, and I have to be careful to make sure that I'm nicely fading out the ink. But with these, you don't have to, because the work's done for you. So you just ink through and you've got your faded element. So there's those two, love those, and there's a couple of examples. So there's an example using the distressed damask with texture paste, but then embossing powder over the top to give it like a gilded look. I also added some stays on ink. Again, I've got a video of that coming up soon. This is one, if you're on Craft World, you may have seen this a couple of weekends ago. I actually created this card using this stencil, but that's the falling leaves stencil there. So you can see the tutorial for that over on Craft World at the moment. And lastly, before I get demonstrating, because it won't be long, I've got these. Now these are going to be, like I said, a core item that's going to be, I'm going to be using these with all of my textures products and other brands as well, because of course I do play with other brands as well. Sentiments for All paper pack. There's 20 sheets in here, 4 different designs. You're going to get 5 of each, and you've just got so many different words in both black and in white. So I mean, you've got words that are for congratulations, with love, new baby, thinking of you, sent to you with love, just for you, just amazing, beautiful, flowers for you, today's a good day. There's all sorts on here. Celebrate in style, every sentiment you could possibly want to send, all in cutaway pieces. Now just a little tip for you, what I've done, look, I'm just showing you how much you actually get in a pack. It's huge. You're never going to be stuck for a sentiment again. It's all a typewriter font. But what I've done with mine is I've taken a couple of sheets. I've actually put them onto the CraftStash foam adhesive sheets. I've got one stuck here. Look, let's just gently peel that off and put that to the side. So I've put them onto the foam sheets, and I'm just using my craft knife and cutting these out as and when I get time. So I've got a little stash of these all ready to go that are on foam already, so I haven't got to worry about putting them on foam on there when I need them. They're already done for me, so I have a little stash of those ready at all times. But otherwise you just trim out the ones you need and pop them onto your project. And it's just, you've seen them on all of these already, but here's just a couple more with them. So like I say, the black against the white just looks stunning. It just really pops, and vice versa, white against black, or if you've got a darker colour, the white one's really going to work. Okay, thank you so much. Right now, just while I tidy up, I'm just going to bring you back to the details, because I want to get ready for demonstration. So you can see here that you've got the lowest items are from £6.99. Now I believe that is the stencils, but you're going to get one of the stencils free if you're spending over £30. Now that will usually come as a pop-up in the checkout section. So when you're on CraftStash, where you check out, that's usually where you get your offer of your freebies. They'll pop up. And just pop these cards away then. I say, if you want to win, oh, I don't know where to put anything. I've just got so much stuff around. Let's look first of all at the Magnolia half-tone stamp and die set. I know to some people this is absolutely fascinating. I love it. And do you know what? With this, every time you're going to get a different result. You're never going to get exactly the same result twice, and that's because you're adding things like water to it. So let's bring you back down to my desk. So there's the stamp. Let's start. Sorry, there's the die. I've got a stamp in here that's already a little bit inky, so we'll use that one. Don't ask why I've got two. I can have two if I wish. Let's make a card with these. So bringing in my, should have been prepared, so there we go, some white cardstock here. Now, somebody asked me the other day, they saw that I tend to stamp with a rubber mat in here, and I do. That's just because in the past I've had stamps that haven't quite always impressed. Not my textures ones usually, to be fair, they're usually very good, but I've had other stamps that, oh, this is going to be fun. I've got a tickle in my throat already. I've had other stamps that don't quite always catch the whole entire area, and I found that a rubber mat underneath just helps a little bit of give to allow the areas that don't want to stamp chance to press into the paper. So I just, it's an unconscious thing now that I just do, is put a rubber mat underneath there. Now this is a large stamp. This doesn't mean that you need to be putting this on a large card. If you like to make smaller cards, that's absolutely fine. So you can see some of the colours that I've used in the past. You can of course wash this, a bit of fluff on there, so probably my dog fluff. They get everywhere, they really do. I've got two of them, you wouldn't believe. So just lift that up. Now with any large stamp, I always just give that a roll. So I hold it in the centre so it remains in place, and I just give it a roll just to ensure that if there's any air bubbles that have got caught under here when I transferred it, I just allow them to escape out. Now you can see quite clearly actually on here how we've got the half tone effect, so where the dark and where the shading is going to be. Now I'm going to start, let's go with saltwater taffy, seedless preserves and twisted citron. Now I really like to use distress oxides for these. Trying to have a look. Monica, can't wait for the demonstration, thank you so much. Let me see, Cheryl, just placed my order, looking forward to receiving these. Oh lovely, thank you so much, really appreciate it. Something like a cheap mouse mat will work, absolutely, or foam, just a piece of foam underneath. Now I'm going to start with a lighter colour. You do not need to use any particular ink with this stamp, it will work with all your usual stamping inks. I like to use distress oxides because I like to go in afterwards and add a little bit of water, so I want water reactive stamps, inks, but that's my choice, you don't have to do that. I do find as well that you don't have to do, of course, 2 or 3 colour inks, but I like to really mix up those colours. So what I'm doing is I'm just applying the ink. Now with distress ink pads you do tend to get that line. I don't know if you know, when you stamp with them sometimes you get a bit of a line, so I'm just trying to avoid that a little bit by giving it a swipe and a dab. There we go. So that's the first colour on. Now I'm going to go in with a darker colour. I'm actually going to bring in, I've got my stencil brushes, so there's one with some purple on. So this one's seedless preserves. Let's just dab that towards the base of some of these florals, just a little bit, just to give us a bit more colour. Now again, you don't have to do this, this can be super quick and easy if you want it to be, it's no problem, but I like to show you how I've worked out you get absolutely the most amazing result. So I'm going to the base of all the flowers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers. Just come to, there we go, just dab that on. Don't worry about being too precise either. I don't like precision. I like things to be a little rough and ready, nice and natural, organic. I think organic's a good word. Julie Young, she loves magnolias. She planted a magnolia tree in memory of her mum, and she loved them too. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, they are beautiful. The story, actually, while I'm just inking the greens, I've just taken the green, twisted citron. I'm just going to ink the stems here and any leaves that are in the design. Take a look at the image on the backing if you want to see where the leaves are, if that's easier. So I love magnolias, always love magnolias. I just think there's something really delicate about them, but also because of their size, they're huge, aren't they? And yet still so delicate. I went to St Lucia, having never actually seen a magnolia in the flesh before. St Lucia was my honeymoon, and while I was there I saw a magnolia tree or bush, and I thought, oh, it's absolutely stunning. I was blown away. I said to my husband, this is amazing, I wish we could have these in our country. When I get home and I find out you can actually get them in the UK, of course you can. And we had a road in our village, my very small village, called Magnolia Drive, and when the houses were built there was actually a magnolia bush or magnolia tree planted in every single front garden. I mean, how daft was I that I hadn't even noticed that, and yet I love the flower. So there we go. So that's the story of where the name Magnolia Drive comes from. Right, so I've added my ink now where I wanted to. I'm just going to give it a light spritz of water, just because I took a little bit of time to do that. I chatted as well, so just in case it started to dry, so just a light mist. Okay, that's just reinvigorating the ink a little. So I'm going to pop this over onto my paper and just give that a good press down. There we go, look at that. So hopefully you can see that we've got all that shading. If you think you've got any areas that have missed, just give that an extra squidge down. But the beauty of this is that you don't have the solid impression. There we go. Let's bring that a bit closer for you. Hopefully you can see that there. So you don't have the solid impression. So of course you can be a little bit freer with if you've got mist spots or anything like that. And then of course your outline, I'll die cut one of these live actually to show you how they work, is going to fit over the top. Now, just in case you wanted to see, so I showed you earlier, I've got this one that I did, which you can, if you look closely, you can still see the dots. And then this version is where I actually used a lot more water. So what I'm going to do is just take this one out. A second, I'm leaving my ink on there. I'm going to pop another piece of paper in, and I'm going to give this a heavier spritz with water. Really invigorate that ink on there. And then I'm going to come over and I'm going to push this into the cardstock, and I'm going to hold it down for a minute. So just allowing the water and the ink to all press into the cardstock, because with this is a second impression, so the ink isn't going to be anywhere near as dark as it was. Hopefully that's soaking a lot of it up, but it's only being pressed down where the stamp is. There we go, a little bit more there. That's pretty much, there we go. So then we've got a very, very watery image. And again, you pop that over the top and you've just got a beautiful, beautifully sort of watercolour effect, coloured in image. Sorry, I have to cough. Can't get away with it. So hopefully you're loving how this half-tone stamp works. Like I say, the leaves are the same. They work in exactly the same way. One thing I didn't get out already was a bit of kitchen towel just to wipe my stamp clean. So you can usually go over 2 or 3 times using the ink. You can see there's still quite a bit of ink left on there. I don't like to clean this up too much while it's there. Occasionally I'll take it to the sink and I'll give it a good wash just with warm soapy water, or even just water usually if I've used water-based inks, and that will be enough. Now let's make a card using this first impression that we did. So I was going to die cut this for you, wasn't I, just to show you how beautifully this actually die cuts. So putting it onto, this is almost like a satin gold mirror card. I must admit, can't remember the brand. I apologise, I'll try and find out for you. Hello to Teresa, how are you? Lisa Ann, just stunning. Love the colour combination. Do you know what, you can use absolutely any colour combination you wish to, Lisa, anything, whether you prefer blues, the pinks, oranges and reds, or you might want to go monotone. It would look great if you did it in sort of a black, greys, and also of course if you go in with your embossing powders, so clear ink and embossing powder, you're still going to get that look of the dark and the light because the dots are still there to cling onto the powder. Just make sure you use a fine powder. Okay, so you can see. Now I would suggest saving these, so that's the outside, because you could put that onto a piece of paper, blend through it with a bit of ink, and then place one of these over the top as well. There's another option for you. So there's lots and lots and lots of different combinations, different ways you can be using this. Stamping has come a long way from the wooden block Beverly. I know, isn't it just? I used to have loads of those wooden blocks, and I used to spend an absolute fortune on. Imagine now what you can get. Yeah, good, thank you. Imagine what you can get now for the price. If you used to go, say you went and bought 5 wooden stamping blocks, stamps with the wooden backing, 5 of those, how much they would cost you compared to what you can purchase now in your photopolymer, your clear stamps. That's the word I'm looking for. Your clear stamps, absolutely brilliant. So I should have a drink with me, really. I have got a drink. You might have to excuse me in a minute. I have to go and have a sip if I can find it. It's somewhere down by my feet somewhere with my lunch. So just pop these pieces out. I think it's good for you to see these live sometimes, this part of the crafting. We often have everything already prepared, but I like to show you the quality of all the textures products and how well things cut and how well they stamp and things like that, because I mean, the times where I've had things, or I've seen demonstrations where things have been already prepared, and actually when I've bought the products to remake that item, that product or project, and think, oh, this just isn't die cutting very well, and you realise that they didn't cut it live because it was a real pain. I'm not saying everybody does it at all, no, not at all, because obviously demonstrators want to save time and you don't always want to see all this popping the pieces out, but I think it's good now and then. I don't often do this, so it's good for you to see, particularly with something that's as detailed as this. There we go. Well, I've been chatting. I think that's all the pieces out. Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. I'm so pleased with this, and I don't usually blow my own trumpet, but yeah, I'm a little bit proud of this one. So where is my image? Oh, it's right in front of me, look. So I'm also going to take, if I can find it, yes, I have got a mat and some spray adhesive. I tend to use this one at the moment. I've got his Crafter's Companion. Hopefully it'll be on the website. But spray adhesive is so much quicker than applying glue. If not, otherwise, if you've got the adhesive, CraftStash adhesive sheets, double-sided adhesive sheets, you can put those on your cardstock or your paper before you die cut. Right, Leanne Ward, anyone got any tips for the best A4 die machine? Not the Gemini though. Anyone got any suggestions? I would always say Big Shot. I'm a massive Sizzix fan. So for me it's Big Shot every time. Are you meaning an electronic one or a manual one? You're not too worried. So the Big Shot Plus is definitely my go-to. I have the little and the large. So just going to pop this over the edge. Now I'm just working my way around the design, making sure that's falling perfectly on the edges where it should. Pressing down. I think I might have missed some glue areas here. Never mind. I can get my little fine applicator in there. Yeah, Big Shot, Grand Caliber. God, I haven't heard of a Grand Caliber for years. I mean, I used to have one years and years and years ago. I think I broke it. I think I tried to put too much pressure through it. Sorry. She's definitely proud of this collection. Thank you so much, Debbie. Yeah, I am. I really am. I'm proud of all of them, actually. It's amazing how something, an idea or a sketch can go from that, just that, an idea. There we go. We've got the gold. Now, this isn't a super shiny gold cardstock. It was a satin one, so you don't get quite the gloss that you'd get from some mirror cards. But yeah. Had to get a drink. What is the metallic card, please? Yeah, I've got a feeling again this might be another Crafter's Companion one, you know, a gold like a satin mirror card. I use quite a few of their products. We do sell them all on CraftStash. Right, so now I'm just going to cut this out. Let's go that way. Let's go the correct way round. Pop that on there. You can do this even though you've just glued down the die cut, or you could die cut this out before you stick the die cut down. Doesn't really matter. This will just give me a little bit more pressure to press that die cut into the cardstock, to be honest. And this is another way you could cut yourself a silhouette or a shape and ink through it. and then add your die cut over the top. There's so many different options. I'm going to move on to some of the other items as well in a little while, so there we go. How pretty is that? Try not to sniffle and things. Anyone else got the lurgy, the winter lurgies that are going about? It's that time of year, isn't it? Kids have gone back to school after Christmas. They're bringing them all home. So, no, it's not good. Let me see. Karen Reeves, thank you very much. Karen, I've chased that thing up for you that you emailed me about, so hopefully you'll hear back from that very soon. Let's make a card. Let's try and make a... I did get my gold. I got my gold ready to put that on too. But no, look at this. Look at this though. Gold on black. Isn't that gorgeous? Super quick cards. Okay, so I've got myself a card base. And I've got that. Let's go with the CraftStash glue. These are amazing. I think they're $2.90. I want to say $2.99. These are. And they're brilliant. The glue inside them is fantastic, but also they're double-sided. So you've got the fine tip applicator one side, and you've got the spreader that I've just used on the other side, which is brilliant if you're in a hurry. There we go. Now I wanted to put that something like that, I think. Now do I have... I don't have any more gold, so I might have to put a shiny... I was going to have a shiny gold one side, just the outline. No, I think I'll just do it this way. Just like so. So I'm going to cut... scissors. Let's see. Penny, your favourite. Danny, hello, how are you? Pauline, love how fine the dies are. Yeah, I love fine, detailed, delicate dies. How are you, Pauline? I'm going to see you next week. Can't wait. We're having a little bit of a CraftStash designer and DT, Design Team Day up. I think I heard Sam saying in her live earlier that she would be away next... What day is it? Thursday? Friday? Wednesday? Wednesday. Is it a Wednesday? I don't know what day we're doing it. I think it's Thursday. You should know. I'm going to have to be there. That's right. We're going up on the Wednesday, but yeah, we're having the meetings on the Thursday, so that'll be fun. Who knows what will come out of that? And we had last week, we had the lovely ladies who won Card Maker of the Year over on Craft World up at the office as well. Brilliant meeting them. I saw Monica was in the chat on YouTube. So Pamela, beautiful, love it. Thank you so much, Pamela. Oh, my auntie's name was Pamela. It's a pretty name. So I'm just putting some big pieces. So this is actually an adhesive, a foam adhesive sheet. Just putting some big pieces down, cutting them up rather than using foam pads, which take a little bit longer. Sorry. I'm going to keep apologising. Pop that there. Oh, I've done it the wrong way round, look. Never mind, we'll adapt and overcome. So that will now be on this side of the card instead. There we go. You can see that gold coming through. Let's pop a sentiment on. So from those sentiments for all, what do we have? It's always something to, oh, today is a good day. It is, isn't it? Create wonderful moments. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You are my absolute favourite. You all are. Should we go? Let's trim this. You are my absolute favourite. Like so. I like that. Okay, pop those aside. So like I say, I've already got these on a foam backing to just make sure the spacing is right at the two ends. Now I've trimmed it. Make sure that's the right way round. And you are my... I'm going to use the washi sheets next. So for those who were asking, super quick. So if you're not into die cutting, maybe you're not even into stamping, hopefully the washi sheets will give you something to make really quick cards with. Now just to finish this off, I'm just going to place some sequins around, and I'm going to do those in gold, because of course then that will coordinate with the gold that's also in the flowers. I've got my little gold sequins. I don't know if you can just see them. Here we go. And I've got my CraftStash pickup pen, which hopefully will let me drop things down. With sequins, I find they need to be the flat end down to glue properly. I don't know where these ones came from. I've got a feeling they were from a Papercraft Society box. Now, while I'm doing this, I just want to remind you that we've got the CraftStash VIP is going to be opening very, very soon. I know so many of you are on the waiting list, and did any of you take advantage of my offers that I created for those people who are on the waiting list? I think it was last week. I know some of the items sold out. So yeah, how did you like that? It's just a little sneak peek as what you might get if you're a VIP when we open the membership, which is coming so soon. We've got people working really hard behind the scenes to make sure it's all perfect for you. It's going to be amazing. Popping these in, let's see. Oh, thank you so much, beautiful card Teresa, thank you. Almost finished. I would probably do some detail in the background as well, so maybe run it through an embossing folder, something like that. Oops. There we go. That's enough. There we go. So that is the Magnolia half-tone stamp. So you saw with the stamping, it was really one impression. I could have gone and used the more watercolour image instead with the outlines over the top. You could use the outlines on their own. You could use the stamp on their own. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, there's another card. Thank you so much. Lynn, you got some of the special things that I put on. You're very welcome. Oh, you notice you get double points if you're a VIP member. Do you now? I couldn't confirm or deny that because we don't have the membership up and running yet, but maybe there's something going on. Or have they announced that? Have I just missed that they've actually announced that? Probably. I'm just a little bit behind. Should we make a really quick card? Shall we do a very, very quick one? I'm just going to do a quick flick. Just quick flick back to me because I've got the details here. So if you're just joining me, I've just launched I'm launching currently the Magnolia Drive Collection from Textures. Textures is a range that I design and work with. I've bought to you for about the last 18 months now. So this is I don't know, probably about the 15th, 16th collection. There's lots of them. And yeah, this is so far one of my favourites, and I know I say that about nearly everyone, but it really is. The items available are stamp and die sets, stencils, washi tape and papers. The stencils are the lowest priced item from £6.99, so if you're on a small budget you can still grab a little bit of something. If you like to make quick cards, if you're not into die cutting, not into stamping, you've got the washi tape or washi sheets, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. But if you are spending, and I'm so grateful if you are, but if you are spending over £30 today, you can choose one of those stencil sets for free, and that will come up at checkout. That's when you shop. Sorry, I'm losing my words now. When you shop at craftstash.co.uk. Now, just check craftstash.us to see if there's a different threshold for the freebie there. Okay, because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So come on back down to my desk, and we shall see. So we've got the giveaways today. The giveaways are going to be the leaf stamp and die set, the washi sheets, and both the stencils as well. If you've purchased and you are our winner today, live winner today, we can refund you the cost of those items instead. But otherwise, if you haven't purchased, they will come to you. So I'm going to choose someone soon. I just asked you to all mention in the comments to enter to win. If you could just mention which is your favourite flower, and is there a stamp or die or anything paper crafting that you've got with that flower on, or would you like there to be? Give me some ideas. You know, what else could I do a half-tone stamp in? That'd be interesting. So really, really quick card this time. So I've got a DL white card base. I've got some of my washi sheets, and I've just cut a frame. This is from the Creative, what's it called? I'm just going to bring it in actually. Rapid Cards DL card builder set. So really handy for just building quick cards, and I just wanted a black frame, so I've done that. Now these sheets, these washi sheets, like I say, they've got that transparency that you'd expect from washi, but they are also die cut for you, and you can tear them, you can ink onto them and all these different things as well. I'm going to be very careful about just peeling back half the design because they're super sticky, although repositionable, they are super sticky. So I'm just going to put that in something like that, stick down half of this first, and then I can peel back some more of the design like so. There we go. I'm going to trim off these and reposition them elsewhere. Put one of those up there. You can overlap these as well. If you overlap them, you actually end up with deeper colours. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Well, no, actually I didn't plan on overlapping these, but you end up with more opacity, more colour. Just trying not to. Sometimes these will stick to themselves, but they come away really easily. Put this one down here. So I'm just using all the excess that I'm cutting away, I'm using on the card too. There we go. Now let's use a little bit of this as well. So I just want to use, so you can tear right across if you want to. Some people will be going, don't tear it. But, you know, it's only paper at the end of the day. It's pretty paper, but it is only paper. Do I want to? No, I don't want to go into there. So if you tear the washi, once it's placed down onto your project, you're not going to see those tear lines. Well, you're not going to see that one anyway, because I'm going to cut that off, but they do kind of just fade in. Let me see, clematis, Mary, she loves clematis. Yeah, they're beautiful like that. I love how quickly they grow and they start climbing. They're gorgeous flowers. Let's pop a little bit more down the bottom. A little bit there. I'm looking for quite random on this card for a background. Do I want any more? I don't think I do actually. So I've got the background there, and then put the frame over the top like so. Let's take my detail glue. I've still got some bits on there that I can use. I apologise, that's right down the microphone. I'm sorry, I can't help that. I'll try not to, and the microphone's on my my neckline of my jumper there, so it's just in the way. So I've only got 10 more minutes. I don't know if I'm going to manage to get another card done. I can try, I can certainly make a start, but I'd like to make sure I announce the winner for the giveaway soon. There we go. So let's choose just a note. Should we go with just a note? Yeah, let's just go with that. Or create wonderful moments. Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look. What else have we got on here? Oh, look at this. Let your dreams blossom. Now, I would suggest use a paper trimmer or a craft knife to cut these out, unless you've got scissors where you can clearly see where you're cutting. Let your dreams bloom. I think that's absolutely perfect. Cut a little bit of black foam. Sorry, I'm not talking as I keep going quiet. It's so I can breathe. Oh dear, poppies and daisies are your favourite, Jackie, are they? Debbie, you've got some daisy dies. Daisies are popular, aren't they, within paper crafting? And poppies you tend to see more, obviously, around remembrance. But, you know, they're beautiful all year round. We did at CraftStash, we had a fantastic poppy paper pack. It's a mouthful, of poppy paper pack. I think it's called Field of Dreams, maybe. I remember that rightly. If I put that on straight, I think so. There we go. And yeah, that was gorgeous. It was so popular. Popular. How can I get my detail glue to not get clogged up? It's so frustrating. Which detail glue do you have, Maria? Which bottle do you have? I've got this one. Again, it's Crafter's Companion one. But it does have a pin that comes in the top. But you need to make sure if you're going to put a pin in the top, in the nib, make sure it's not just your ordinary sewing pins. They need to not rust in there. So your cheapy ones will rust. I think, is that right? They need to be stainless steel or something like that. So there's 2 cards. How are we doing? We've got a few more minutes. Do I have time to make that other card? Let me just see. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll make one more card because, you know, I enjoy it. And hopefully that'll help. I'm thinking of all the beautiful flowers now. Yeah, loads of them. Sweet peas are beautiful. They're so delicate, aren't they? I'm going to do a little focus, a very, very quick focus on these leaves, I think. So I can cut 2 of those in a moment. I'm doing a little bit of ink blending. I've got a nice new colour combination with inks that I'd like to try out. I just need to find my blending mat. So I've seen this. Does anyone else go on Pinterest and see colour combinations and just have to try them out? So I've got old paper going into evergreen bow, going into black soot. So I'm going to start with the old paper now. Actually, yeah, let's start with the old paper. I was going to do some white as well, but we'll stick to colour because we're going to put white over the top. Now, old paper is actually, it's a bit of a green. I mean, paper you'd think would be yellow, but it's not. It's a greeny colour. So I'm going to put this on quite heavy because the evergreen bow is quite dark, really quite dark. You'll see the difference when that goes on. Sorry. I will keep apologising. So I've only got a little brush for the evergreen bow because all my brushes are colour coordinated to the handles as closely as I can get them. So some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. Oh, there's a deal. There's a brilliant deal on. Oh no, there's not. Oh, I've just given away something. There might be a deal for VIPs soon with blending brushes. Let's just say that. There might be if you become a VIP. I've said too much. There's me getting my things muddled up. Keep an eye out for that. And then I'm going to bring this evergreen bow all the way down to the bottom. All the way down here. This one, with these smaller brushes. These are not the CraftStash ones. These are ones that I got from elsewhere or had before CraftStash bought out. They're bigger. You see the difference in size between the CraftStash ones. So these do take a little bit longer. Right, and then this is something that I do on a lot of my colour combinations actually, just add a touch of black soot to the bottom. And it really, you don't need a lot, but it just adds some shading, a darker shade. There we go, and go back in with evergreen bow, make sure that's all blended out. Okay, now if I put that on white, there we go, we've got the colours. Now I'm just going to, it always looks patchy under these lights through a camera. To the eye it looks fine. I'm going to give it a little spritz with water, that will give it a mottled look. And then flick some water on it as well. I'm going to set that there just to dry for a moment while I do some die cutting, making sure my hands are reasonably clean and dry for handling plain white paper. Hayley, sweet peas. Hayley, well, sweet peas remind you of being in your nan's garden as a child. Oh, lovely. We would cut them from the garden and bring them into a vase in the conservatory. Such a lovely memory. And they are beautiful, aren't they? Washi. Sorry, Susan. Wisteria in the washi. That would be amazing. Oh, you've just given me an idea. Wisteria. We could do Wisteria Lane, couldn't we? Oh, watch this space. You've given me lots of ideas for other things that I could do with the washi tape. Washi sheets even. Of course I need to die cut this one and I don't have 2 of them, so I just need to die cut one and then die cut another. Now I'm keeping this as just the die cutting, not the stamping, because as I say with both the Magnolia flower and the leaf stamp and die set, you can use everything together or completely separately. Pop this one out. There we go. Has anyone made any Valentine's cards yet? Are you heading that way, or do you not make them? Do you have people ask of them from you? You know, What do you do about Valentine's? It's quite a big event in the card maker's calendar, but is that because you make them for friends and family, or do any of you sell them, or do you just like to make them? Some people just like to make them. It's one of the only times of year I'll usually use red. So I make a few. I usually make my husband's. That's about it. Again, stencil, if you want to use the stencil. You've done one for your hubby, Tracy? Yeah, lovely. Wow, Lynn, you've made over 50. Now, Lynn, is it yourself that makes them for, is it a nursing home or somewhere like that? I might be completely wrong and have you muddled up with someone else. But let me know. Walking through an arbour of wisteria is amazing. We've got a few cottages round our way because I live rurally, and they've got wisteria all over them. There's one called Wisteria Cottage. It's absolutely beautiful. I would love to live there. Mind you, I'm not sure if I could manage keeping the wisteria tame. It would be a mission, but yeah, it's so worth it. In fact, my father-in-law, he's got wisteria on the side of his house. You do have to look after it, don't you? Sabine, you made 2 for your fiance. One, oh, I'm sorry, the comments have just scrolled up. They've gone. Oh, one from me and one from the cat. That's lovely. Yeah, dogs, cats, people do that, don't they? From pets. I'm going to come over to Facebook. Or is this YouTube? That was Facebook. This is YouTube. Judith Barkley, don't make any Valentine's cards as husband's not really into it. No, I don't blame him. Chrysanthemum would be beautiful in Stamp and Die Set. Yeah, it would. Oh, can you imagine chrysanthemum? Chrysanthemum, I can never say it, in the half tone with the shading. Wouldn't that look amazing? I've got so many ideas. I'm going to have to do a whole floral range in these. There we go. So a little blended panel there. I'm just making a very little card here. The CraftStash glue. I'm going to just put this, not too much. I don't want it squelching out the edges because it's wet. It would affect the distressing. Put that there, and then I'm going to take this down a little bit. In fact, I might even just snip the end of that stem off just to make this a little bit cleaner. And some more glue on here. I'm nearly done, guys. I'm going to have to pick a winner. Oh, I don't like doing that. Wish someone would just tell me who the winner's going to be, because I don't like choosing. I do it at random, but I feel like I'm under pressure. Let's see, what have we got? Just a note. I feel like I know I've put black on all of them, but I feel like I want a little black sentiment on this. And that's so special. That's a nice one. Pop this on. So I'm sure there's lots of comments. I'm probably going to go, might be easier on my phone. Now, if you're not today's winner, don't forget you can go over to the CraftStash blog. You'll be able to find over there 2 competitions. So one of them is going to be for this, to win a selection of these, and one of them is going to be to win a free CraftStash VIP membership. Now I'm going to presume that is, I think it's a year's membership. So 5 of you are going to be able to enter to win that. I believe if you're already on the VIP waiting list, you are in with a chance of winning anyway. So you don't need to enter. But if you're not on the waiting list, please do go and join the waiting list and make sure you're in the hat to win one of the free entries. All the details are on the blog. That's craftstash.co.uk/inspiration. There we go. So special. A very, very quick little card using those leaves there. Just the leaves on their own, a little bit of ink blending, and one of the sentiments. So they are the 3 cards we've made. One obviously more detailed with the stamping and the die cutting. Just the washi tape really quick, and again just the leaves really, really quickly. So I think we've used a little bit of, oh, we didn't touch on the stencils, did we? That was the only thing really that we didn't touch on out of all of these, but hopefully I've given you lots of inspiration, lots of ideas. Let's come here and choose a winner. Now I'm just going to do a quick scroll. Got bits of You can get bits of double-sided tape all over you. I'm going to do a scroll and I'm going to click, and the nearest person to my finger who has commented about their favourite flower will be the winner. And there's nobody. I'm just going to go up until I find someone. I think that may have been too early. I don't think I've actually asked there. Oh. Natalie Washbrook. It's moved, but I think it said Natalie Washbrook. Yeah, that's the chrysanthemum. Making me say it again. Natalie, well done. Congratulations. You have won the leaf stamp and die set, the washi and the 2 stencil sets as well. Please email customer service at craftstash.co.uk with your postal address, and we can get those out to you. Now, like I say, please do go over to the CraftStash blog. Be really quick. If you love the Magnolia, I need to check the stock, but there was only about a quarter of the stock levels left when we first came live, so that may be really dwindling now. I'm not sure how long the offer is going to stay for either on the stencil, so if you love this, please do check it out really quickly. And yeah, thank you so much for all your support and for joining me today. It's been absolutely wonderful. It's been a lovely afternoon, lovely hour or so of crafting. I'll make sure I get photos of these up on social media as well, and I'll see you all again next Wednesday with the lovely Katie Skilton. She has a fantastic new launch, her own brand of products. Maybe I'm spilling the beans again too much. I do tend to put my foot in a lot, but me and Katie are going to be joining you on Wednesday with some fantastic new demonstrations and products. So I'll see you then. But until then, thank you everybody and have a really lovely weekend. Take care. Bye bye.